Hi, moms and dads. This is Q, Lady Q, coming to you live from the kitchen area. And we are done with supper and done with dishes. So, in today's session, we are going to discuss a very, well, let me say, confrontational kind of story. I feel kind of weird because Daddy Q's around and he's listening to this session that I'm doing. Okay, act natural, be natural. From the top. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, moms and dads, welcome to the program. So, it actually starts in the morning when my friend and colleague wanted to just find out if I'd had something to eat already. And I guess it's just one of those neighborly things. You want to know how your friend is doing, and so on and thus forth. So I said, yeah, actually, I've had something to eat. I hadn't, but I just, I just went with it. And we ended up in a discussion of how you need to get up early, to prepare breakfast and that kind of stuff. Because even for her, she said that she has breakfast from the office. So with me, once I miss a certain window period, then that's it, no breakfast for me. And I need to now look forward to the next meal. And this reminded me of something I'd been mentioning to another colleague, a friend of mine. And it was actually the day before. This was yesterday. I was telling her that I missed, having those moments where you just take a nap and you lie down because now there's some mini boss in the house calling all the shots. And she was telling me, actually, I'm still in charge because I'm the adult and I beg to differ. So we had agreed to disagree, and she'll get back to me when, she has a mini bus in her house, which is going to be very soon, actually. So this reminded me of an incident with a certain group of students that I had. They were, I think, my first or second set of first year students that I was taking at the time. And in every group of students, whether they are first years or whatever year they are, there's always someone in there who wants to challenge you or size you up in some way. And in this group, there was a lady. She was a mature student and she was older than the other students. And it's okay when you have the older students, speaking up for the younger students, which is okay. But when you start to cross me and get into my personal space, it's a bit different. So I don't remember what the issue was. I think I had given an exercise just for the sake of, I think it was a reading exercise, and we were doing something different. And I said, this is going towards your continuous assessment. Just to get, just to give them a bit of a shake so that they could read. And then I found myself having to explain this to the students that this wasn't really part of the CA and blah, 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 because this older lady had decided to champion the rights of her fellow students. Now, generally, I prefer to have order in my room. When I step into the room, that is my room, that is my classroom. So I'm not a confrontational person. I know this from my own experience as well as from having done a personality test, which said I'm a mediator. So I don't want to be a mediator. I'd like to be something else. But let's go with me being a pacifist. So definitely not confrontational. I applied a bit of some into, what can I call it? Not common sense, but something, what do you call it when it's not common sense, but you like trying to be clever, like behind closed doors. What is that called? Hello? I'm talking to you. Oh, so you're ignoring me because I said I'm doing recording. Okay, so moms and dads, here with Daddy Q, like I said, and I feel really awkward because he's been listening to what I'm doing. Okay, fine. Let me continue. But anyway, to mean that I said I was going to not really teach the person a lesson, but just prove a point across without seeming antagonistic in any way. So I set up some exercise, and in that exercise, the scenario was we had me, who was the president, and we had a personal representative who was representing everyone, who's the class rep, who represents everybody. Then we had this rogue person who thought they were the class rep, but they were not. So you can figure out who the characters were. And when I presented this to the students, I could see from her face, I don't know whether she was delighted or intrigued by the fact that I was doing this kind of shady backhanded thing where I don't tell her, you know, to her face, but I tell her indirectly and politely and in a diplomatic way that there should be order. And if she has a problem with me, she needs to go through, the proper channel, talk to the class rep and to me. And then if that doesn't work, then she can speak to your HOD and so on and thus forth. So that's how I decided to go about the situation. Are you sure there's nothing you want to say? You're just going to pretend you're not here. Oh, okay. I'm being given a hand, like a get out of my face. You said I could do whatever I wanted. So don't think I'm going to even edit this audio. I'm putting it up exactly as it is. Yeah. So that was the story. And, as a takeaway, what I got from the experience was you need to make an internal communication. You are the boss, you are always in charge, and it really doesn't matter what anybody else's opinion is. At the same time, you always have to read the room, know your audience, and tread carefully. You can assert your position and still maintain good relations. So when I was done with the set of students and moved on to the next and moved on to the next, I would still meet this lady and we would be able to, politely talk and smile and that kind of thing. So there was no bad blood there. Just me, as I said, in the early days, I was still finding my feet and still trying to decide what my personal style was going to be. I think for this evening, I'm going to keep it really short. So Baby Q is sleeping and I'm expecting him to wake up at any minute. He's been gone for a while. So he was supposed to be my co-host, but he slept a bit early. Anything you want to say to the moms and dads? Okay, he is just not interested. He's like rolling his eyes at me. I'm not. Maybe next time. Okay, maybe next time. Okay, so moms and dads, guess I will catch you tomorrow evening, and I hope you and your little one are having a pleasant time together. Okay, good night and take care.